There are a lot of politicians that threaten to outlaw or attempt to outlaw Bitcoin and crypto. Whether it's misplaced good faith trying to protect people from bad investments, or if they feel threatened themselves by the democratization of money that Bitcoin brings and how Bitcoin can damage an oligarch's hold on the economy. But what are some examples of these bans or attempts at bans, and are they effective? Let's take a look. Let's start by discussing the prime Bitcoin banning example of China. It made big news banning Bitcoin and crypto in 2021. It went from being the #1 Bitcoin mining hub to having a 0% of the hash rate. This continued for a few months, and it seemed that China's strong government arm had succeeded. But soon, China's mining system restarted, and China now again hosts the second highest amount of Bitcoin mining. The miners have been able to go underground and are operating pretty much just as normal, but just using off-grid electricity. And even trading is going on. Studies have shown, like this one from the finance research papers, have suggested that there are still large numbers of Chinese investors participating in Bitcoin trade. And it seems that they do this using mainly Tether rather than using the yuan like they were before the ban. And other countries also see this same failure, like Nigeria, which has actually seen a large increase of P2P exchange transactions rather than people going through the centralized exchanges after their ban. So it doesn't seem that bans really work, at least not totally. You're never going to completely ban Bitcoin in a country, but why do they still try? One reason is a misplaced concern for the environment. Bitcoin does have a green problem. Despite us hoping and deluding ourselves otherwise, there is a green problem. But banning Bitcoin, particularly Bitcoin mining, doesn't seem to be the answer. When China banned Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin actually got a lot less green. The amount of Bitcoin mining didn't really decrease, but instead it was picked up in countries that have dirty, cheap electricity rather than the clean, cheap electricity that was widely available in China through hydroelectricity. Politicians worried about the environment should remember that. Bitcoin isn't going to go away, so you should find ways to make it more green. But what about the other reasons? Let's travel to Russia now. And it's currently invading Ukraine. And following the invasion, many of the people in the West would worry that Bitcoin would be a way for Russian oligarchs to try to bypass Western sanctions. Instead, Putin last week announced the banning of Bitcoin for any type of payment. You can't buy anything with Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't completely banned. It can still be used for investing, however. So why would Putin do this? The answer actually lies in those sanctions. Putin is trying desperately to ensure that the Russian economy doesn't collapse, and although he is keeping the economy from having a heart attack right now, it is only through extreme government intervention. As inflation increases, more Russians are going to turn to crypto as a more stable currency compared to the ruble, and he wants to head that off at the pass. But as we've seen with the others, it likely won't work. People are still going to use Bitcoin. India is also moving to support a Bitcoin ban. Just like Russia is, it's about control. India instituted very harsh tax laws regarding crypto in 2022, but the central bank continues to put pressure on other banks to disallow transactions to Bitcoin and crypto companies like exchanges. Despite India's large startup culture with a lot of crypto companies, the government continues to view them with suspicion and outright hostility in some cases, as they view crypto a danger to the rupee. But all that does is drive usage more underground. The truth is, prohibition of anything never fully works. In fact, it often has the opposite effect. Prohibition in the United States in the 1920s did nothing to stop alcohol consumption. People just went underground to speakeasies. The same thing happens with Bitcoin. It's not effective. You can't ban Bitcoin. Instead, government should work to regulate the crypto industry in a healthy manner, protecting citizens and the environment, but also giving Bitcoin a place to grow and reach its full potential in cooperation with these governments. That's far better than trying to antagonize it. Thanks for watching.